Knowing the fact that you have the production of air defense, of missiles for air defense, it's not for offensive, it's for defensive. This is the case where Japan, if you will decide, if Prime Minister Takaichi will decide to open this corridor for the dialogue, it will be very helpful for us.
Hi. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you, sir. Welcome.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President.
Very nice to meet you. For us, it's very important to speak about Ukraine everywhere in the world, and especially in Japan. Of course, because we are very thankful to your nation, your people, your country, for strong support. Yes, it was not military support according to your law, but in any way it was big donation from the very beginning from this war. Yes. Energy, infrastructure, medical equipment, and etc. So I can tell you, yes, we have big problems. You see such awful attacks on our civilian infrastructure. Yes, critical infrastructure, especially energy, again, medicine, you know, the schools, kindergartens, etc. And all this security, strong security, depends on two things. Yes, physical defending, yes, and of course, it's about bomb shelters, it's about a lot of different things, but physical defending and also air defense, which is crucial for us. And of course, knowing the fact that you have the production of air defense, of missiles for air defense, it's not for offensive, it's for defensive. This is the case where Japan, if you will decide, if Prime Minister Takaichi will decide to open this corridor for the dialogue, it will be very helpful for us. We are ready from our side also to exchange of technologies. We fight against new, modern, Russian offensive drones and Iranian drones and missiles, including ballistic and etc. And it's difficult to check what works. For example, even in your country, in the United States, in Europe, what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of different instruments and different kinds of weapons really have been checked by our army on the battlefield, and it's open for a lot of countries, including the companies who produced Patriots, Patriot systems, and German production, IRIS-T, or old production air defense like Hawks, and etc. I mean, this and NASAMS for Norwegian and American, we opened them a lot of details, very positive, and some, for example, negative devices which have been checked by our soldiers. And we paid for this the highest price, the lives of our people. And I think that this knowledge, this experience can be very helpful for your country. Can you imagine if we have, for example, 10,000 of North Korean soldiers? They are now on the territory of Russia, but we know how they fight. And this is extremely dangerous that they now get the knowledge of modern hybrid war. They know how to defend missiles, they know how to defend drones, different drones, optical, different kind of drones, from FPV to long distance drones. What they will do with this knowledge? In any way, minimum they will bring this knowledge, this experience home to North Korea. I'll be honest, no. And I think it can be after the leaders will meet, and or we can have phone calls and phone call decisions, but in any way, deeply not, yes, on different, on different stage we have good coordination with Japan representatives of government. It's about energy, as I said, and about humanitarian, and on the level of embassy here, we are thankful to Ambassador of Japan in Ukraine. So you always support our relations between us. But if we want to open this new, I think it can be historic knowledge between us or cooperation between our countries. If we can open, we have to do it, I think so, on the level of ministers, government, on the level of Madam Prime Minister and me, or on the level of defending institutions and etc. So it's big work. During this war, especially during cold winters, especially during long massive attacks on us, of course the question and the topic of air defense is number one for today. Yes, I mean for how to save civilians. Of course, number one is the strengthening of our army, but if we speak about civilians, how the country has to live and to work, of course, number one priority is air defense. And of course, we need cooperation with other countries, especially with those who have licenses or their own production of missiles and systems which can destroy ballistic. You know that there are only several countries in the world who can this and who produce this. Japan is one of these countries, and of course we want to coordinate, to cooperate, to have some co-production or share some knowledge, as I said, and licenses, technologies. We are ready to open our technologies, which are very important, for example, defending coasts. Yes, as you know that we, without real sea fleet, could destroy Russian fleet, part of their fleet, which is in the Black Sea, by our sea drones. And this is our, I think, big input. What we can do, what technologies we are ready to share for you and for other countries who have potential attacks from the sea. And I think we showed this during real big war. We showed how it works. Now Russian ships never come to our benches or our shores, sorry, to our shores. They never come to our shores because of our sea drone fleet, sea drone capabilities. How to stay during hundreds and thousands of cyber attacks. This is one. Then the production, massive production of cheap drones which are destroying big, expensive drones and missiles. So drones interceptors, our knowledge and our production. Then I think the energy infrastructure. Yes, it's very difficult. Yes, we had very difficult situation, but after first winter, after real blackouts, we could manage the life. It was very difficult, but in any way, this is decentralized energy. We will be more strong next month, next winter. I hope so. Yes, but I think this knowledge is very important. The attacks on your infrastructure, energy, water, and etc. We understand Russians. They will attack. We hope that partners will be strong with their support, because we understand that Russians can go everywhere after the winter. So if during the winter is cold, they attack energy, it means that if during summer the war will not end, they can attack water supplies and etc. Because it will be warm and hot. We understand what they think about, who are they. And that's why I think this understanding, as I said about North Koreans, I think that Japan government also has possibility to get the information how to survive during such wars. It doesn't mean that you will have the war, of course not, or God bless not. But I think this knowledge is important, and as I said about our lives, how we paid for this knowledge, and very expensive. It means that very expensive. There is no price for this. Yeah, I spoke about the shores. I spoke that about sea drones, especially about sea drones. As I said, that we now produce more. We can produce more than we need, and this is one of the closest cooperation what can be.
Sea drone.
Yeah, because a lot of countries which are sea countries, and it doesn't mean North Sea, Baltic countries, and with ocean countries which have ocean shores, and etc. They all asking about sea drones.
Sea drones.
As I said, your representatives can be here in Ukraine. We can be open as Russia used 10,000 of North Koreans. It means that we have the same rights on our territories. Propose to other partners who want to train here. You know how this war, and I'm very serious, how this war began. We've been trained in different countries of Europe by the training missions of other countries, and we've been very thankful. But in the middle of this war, some of the guys came to us to have our knowledge, yes, and asked us to share the experience of this war. That's why I think this is just, if they have North Koreans, it's just for Japan ask the Ukraine the possibility to come to Ukraine and to share this knowledge. So then you can get also, as I said, energy and air defense. These two things which are important, and I think can be from your side can given to us, and we can give you our knowledge, what we know from this war.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Prime Minister, she's very welcome, even tomorrow. So I'm not sure that we can manage it, but we can think about it as quick as possible, with pleasure. She's very welcome. I'm sorry, I don't know. Have she ever been to Ukraine? And I don't know really, but I think that it's important for our two countries, and for ourselves also. So and I'm ready, as you said, to meet in any format, in any platform, or during any big meetings or summits. But I think it's more useful when we have direct decision to meet, and we are focusing on our bilateral relations. So we are ready for real compromises. Yeah, but not compromises with our independence and sovereignty. A lot of countries who've been mediators or try to be mediators from the very beginning of this war, especially Middle East and Asia, a lot of different countries, they all recognize that Russia is aggressor. And that's why our compromise already, that we speak with the aggressor about compromises. This is a big compromise. And we are not telling them now that go away from all our territory, which is for us understandable. This is just and this is fair. That's why this is a compromise. Stay where we stay. This is a big compromise. They took almost, I don't know, about for today, about 18, 19, almost 20% of our territory. And we are ready to speak about the peace at the moment, this moment, from the point where we stay. This is a big compromise. What Russia gives us like a compromise, what they are ready to do. They said, we are ready not to occupy next your regions. But it's terrorism, what they speak, even in the words, it's terrorism. I'm ready not to kill you, give us everything. What does it mean? It's not a compromise. This is ultimatum. That's why I said that we are ready for compromises which respect Ukrainian sovereignty and territorial integrity, and which respect our army and our people, our children, but we are not ready for ultimatums. We can't withdraw from our territory. It's our real defending lines. We built it during all this year of full-scale war, and even before. We built on the Donbass. Yes, some territories have been occupied during full-scale invasion, some of these territories, but this part now is defended by the cities, by the soldiers, by the fortifications. We can't just withdraw. And what will do our 200,000 people which live now there? What they will do? We are ready to speak about it with Americans. As we said already to them, we have to understand the same way what does it mean. If we want to withdraw just our soldiers and find a great name for this operation, we will not support it. But if we speak about free economic zone, if we speak for both sides, from both sides of contact line, if we understand that there will be defending line and will be some forces, international forces, Americans, maybe somebody else, but Americans first of all, and they will monitor security on this line, we can discuss. And I don't want that Americans will say that Ukraine doesn't want peace. That's why we support the initiatives of America. But we are ready to support them and to discuss. We are ready for such dialogue. And again, if this decision will respect our territorial integrity, we will support. But the best way to end this war now as quick as possible, to stay where we stay, without any kind of different zones. Different kind of zones can come a little bit later, when we don't, when there is no war, and when people begin to live, and maybe we need some zones for investment, and etc., and special taxes zones, and but it's about reconstruction. It's about next steps. To my mind, more smart to find very simple way how end this war, how to end fighting. Maybe it's not the end of the war. Maybe we will continue, but on the diplomacy, yes, way, direction, but without fighting, without losing people. And that's why to stay where we stay, it's more understandable how to manage it. So that's why I think this is more smart if we really, all of us, if we really want to stop the war, not to play games. Air defense, not enough. And don't want to defocus Japan partners, just air defense.
Air defense.
Yeah.
It means Patriot?
Patriots, missiles, and systems. So we will be thankful for any support. We will be helpful for any big support in air defense. You know, from one side, we think how to survive today. And we will think about how to survive tomorrow. And what will be in 5 days, we will see in 5 days from one side. But from another side, I'm like the president have to think and to see the goal very far from this day. And I see my country strong and independent, smaller than Russia, but not loser in this war because we didn't begin. I think only the countries who begin the wars have to lose. I think it's more fair, yes, and that's why I'm looking to this goal. I don't know what day it will come, but it will definitely come. And that's why I need energy to come to this point, and I'm not thinking what is now there and what difficulties on this way I have. I have the same difficulties was what my nation has. So what not to lose faith and not to lose your roots, not to lose your love. And I think this is the most important, not to lose humanity in your heart. And all these my rules, and that's it. Best regards to your Prime Minister.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. I know that she won the elections, and I think that she has now a great power majority for really provide her politics. We will be happy to hear from her top priorities and to meet any time when she will be ready. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.